Alrighty, progress report time. Now, this is the alpha build of the Inventions Hall. Essentially, it's a proof of concept thing, very small scale museum to just prove the project as being possible. Basically, where I was trying to figure out, okay, this is how this works, this is how that works. Now, the alpha build is nice. I'm quite proud of it, at least, for going from practically zero to coding. But I've decided to utterly rebuild the museum because I want to make this project a bit bigger. I'd like to have a full-scale museum. It's virtual, so I should be able to virtually fill the whole thing. But so let's get out of the alpha build and dive into the other version. The new level I've been working on for the past, on and off for the past few months. I called the beta wing in the paperwork, but it's much bigger. It's still very much a work in progress. Well, let's do a quick tour. I have the first-person shooter controls set up because I didn't feel like third person was quite right. I wanted an immersive look, and I'm not quite ready to do VR. But anyways, the player comes in through the entry hall, like any museum. It's where it all begins. This will feature like a how to play kind of feature. I'm just using stuff from the alpha build for now, at least. There'll be a welcome here. As you can see, I've already got kind of the makings of a welcome desk. It's very simplistic, yes, because my goal is to kind of, well, I'm learning how to code, basically, again. Oh, that's the staff-only area. I do a lot of testing over there. I'll close it off when it's finished. But anyways, so this is the entrance hall, and this is kind of the central corridor. It's big, it's empty right now. I'd kind of like to put in a dome up here, but for now, this will probably be a bit blank until later builds. Now, let's do a quick tour. The biggest hall is going to be the Inventions hallway. And right now I have it accessible by elevator, and I have a very broken elevator here that basically warps people down. It's not a very good elevator, admittedly. The space is much higher. I'll have to work on that. Anyways, this is the Inventions Hall. There'll be different sections in the Inventions Hall. There'll be like an electricity section. There'll be other sections for agriculture. Oh, there's my railway one. Let's go over there. But basically, the idea is kind of build a museum virtually. And so like this one, the railroads, I kept this particular panel that I had students build back in spring 2019. And I've got kind of a railway tunnel. I would like to put in more assets, like have inventions in here, like the cotton gin, things like that, but I'm still learning every step of the way. These wooden pillars are just kind of indicators in the notes. Like over here, you have these different pillars like inventions in the home. There's another one for electricity. Things like that. Anyways, jumping back up here. So that's the Inventions Hall. The next wing I have, which I really only just started... Oh, here's Suspension Bridge. I figured, you know, it's a virtual museum. We don't have to have safety standards here. Or guardrails. But over here is the Inventor's Wing. As you can see right now, it's kind of just a blank room. I will have students filling out what I call biography posters. It's actually an assignment I developed a number of years ago. And basically I'll be having them making kind of a biography poster. Who was this person? What did they do? What are they famous for? Things like that. When did they live? where did they live, things like that. And that'll go in here, and we'll have inventors featured in here. It's very incomplete because I literally just started building it, and I have no sense of scale. So we'll see how that develops. No. Now this is the Tycoons area. Now the Tycoons area, this is probably the most complete section because I know exactly how many inventors I have, or how many people I have, how many factories, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Essentially what the Tycoons wing is it has the people like Rockefeller, Carnegie, I've heard it pronounced differently in multiple documentaries. Anyways, Vanderbilt. But essentially, on each of these boxes, there'll be a display, and there'll be like information on who was the tycoon in question, what was their business like, things like that, and that's what'll be on here. This is this part of the museum is probably the most complete because I know exactly what's going in here and how many things are going in here. Kind of show you what these these boxes look like. We'll jump over to the staff only section where I've been kind of testing different things. But essentially this is what it looks like when you have the box panels set up. I'll be the first to admit it is a bit boring, but it's great for storing lots of information, and I can put up deferred decals very quickly and template them so that I can just drag and drop documents in as students develop them. Over here you can see I tried some different display panels, but in the grand scheme of things, the cube that I've been using is probably the best, or a wall. That transparent one's kind of neat. So I'll zoom out to kind of give you an idea of the museum. It's very incomplete. Like, I'll probably get rid of this giant glass window. But it's a work in progress. I'm learning as I go along. I need to really work on that elevator to get to the inventions wing, because right now the way you get to it is you literally fall down to here. Oh, and here's that deferred decal thing. Essentially, I have some inventions that I already know. This is where I want these inventions. This is what I want on this box. And so when I can drag and drop assets in as they're developed by students. So I'm doing the museum building part, as I've probably stated before, and I'm having the students do the research and building the panels and editing the panels and whatnot. So they aren't really getting into the coding bit, but they are getting the professional skill of, okay, how do you design a museum? How do you build displays, which they'll find useful in all kinds of things. Because in workplaces you might have to present information to others, or you might have, or a lot of programming nowadays, you're going to need people to put content in. So I'm functioning as the programmer in this kind of little program, in this little system. But the students are providing the very important service of, okay, we've got this big open space, we need to fill it with information and resources, so that one day we can have a complete museum. Anyways, I'm going to stop right here, just short of 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. This has been part 2 of the Virtual Museum Development Diary.